Hello everyone, this is a video guide about how to grow followers on LinkedIn. To give you some context, in 2024 I went from 2k followers to 11k followers, and LinkedIn was my focus the entire year. I spent 1-2 hours per day only on that because I saw a big value for my B2B products and services. So I created like some map about which methods you have there and some pros and cons of each method. So the first method is that post content. Like when you post something, it appears in a feed of other people and they interact with that. They see where you work, that they follow you, connect, and so on. And this method has a problem. It's frequency limitation, that you can post 1-2 pieces of content per day. You can post more, but the problem is LinkedIn won't give you more impressions if you will post more. There is some post cannibalization. If you post more content, you will get less impressions for each piece of content. So it's not so scalable in terms of amount of pieces of content you can produce, but this is one of them most scalable things, because one post can attract like thousands people. It depends on your skills. And the other problem, it's cost per action. It's quite hard to produce high valuable unique content every day around your topic. So my assumption that you can get a maximum around 1000 followers per month. I had such numbers, but it's really hard, and it's hard to replicate each month. Especially when you start. Already when you are big, and everybody quotes you, when everybody tag you and so on, it's easier. But from the start, it's hard. And so the second method is engage with others' content. This is the same as for Twitter, the same for LinkedIn. So you leave comments under other posts and get visibility. People read it. People also read where you work. They can visit your profile and connect with you and follow you. And as you see, I marked that this method has higher scalability than the first one. And the reason for that you can add much more comments. Like you can produce hundreds comments per day and get impressions for all of them. And you can produce hundreds of posts on your feed. So and you need less. This is a cheaper cost per action, just because usually you need to spend less cognitive resources to comment under some posts than creating something own unique post. Then the third method, and to be good in this method, in the engaging with others content, you should also carefully review your feed and unfollow the people that aren't related to your, you should mark not interested if you see that this expert writing something that is not in your topic. It's not related to your audience and their problems. So you should set up your feed to read content only from people that you know that they write something that your audience read. Then practice connections with new people. And the biggest plus of this method is targeting, because you can find LinkedIn filters, and Sales Navigator gives you a huge opportunity to filter people by role, country, seniority level, etc. And when you know who you target, this is the best method to acquire the right audience. Because when you post something, when you engage with other content, different people will follow you. Sometimes just people who want to sell you something. It will be 50% of the time. And sometimes it will be people who are from not your industry, but from some similar related industry. In this case, in the third method, you have the option to invite to connect with people only those who you know who are your ideal customer profile. Again, the problem is the scale. LinkedIn has limitations. Depends on your activity and your social index score. LinkedIn won't give you more than 100 connection requests per week, and To increase this limit, you usually need to upgrade to the premium membership and be active on this platform. Post every day something under others' posts, communicate with people in direct messages, and etc. Yeah, but this is like the easiest action you can do. You just send people the connection request when you find somebody. Let me find somebody who are not connected. For example, I have a person, yeah, I see that this person is in the SEO industry, which I'm in, and I understand that the content is interesting to other people, and I click connect, and if the person will connect with me, he will automatically follow me, and he will automatically will see my content on their feed, yeah. So the fourth method, it's sending people to your profile from external sources. Yeah, targeting is also maybe sometimes a problem, but what I mean like from external sources, it's website, YouTube, Twitter, email newsletter, offline conferences. I would say like the biggest factor for LinkedIn connections. Any place that not LinkedIn, but you know that these people which will communicate in other place, they usually have LinkedIn accounts, and this is a good step to invite them to connect with you there. Yeah, and also the huge opportunity of this method is scalability, because if you have thousands website visitors, email newsletters, attendance on the conference, you can like increase your followership dramatically like in a week. So I am try to use all of the methods, but the main one is posting the content, yeah. And without that, it's hard to grow there on LinkedIn. And to give you some examples of content that work well there, for example, let's visit my top posts. So the first most popular method to grow followers via content is to create some viral content. And viral content usually is access to the free value in exchange for engagement. Yeah. In my case, it was the, like for example, GA4 backlinks report, where it's really unique, it's free, and I shared with people that I will send via direct messages everybody this template who comment under the post, and it creates like the virality. LinkedIn sees that it has a value for people, they engaged, and after that LinkedIn started to distribute such posts even to people who aren't follow me. Yeah, and the same, like everybody who follow who comment under the post, sometimes LinkedIn show this type of content to their connections. Yeah, so the best start for you if you want to grow followers, create something free that people will want, and they will be ready to invest time and engage with the post to get it for free. Yeah, so create something valuable and don't give it without like just adding a link to the post. Yeah, you should from people engagement. And the second type of the content is analysis of the problems of the big brands, because big brands already valuable, already popular, they already exist in the in the brain of people as some entities, and it requires attention. So in my case, it was the post like where SEMrush and the Ahrefs have some like a sort of bottle, and I make some summary about that, and I generated 76,000 impressions. Yeah, because like I describe it as other people didn't describe. Yeah, so for your case, like you have you work in some industry, and there are some news happen, especially around some big brands. So you should listen to the news from leaders in your market and look for interesting, like give your audience some interesting perspectives about what's going on, what impact it will have in future, and so on. And the third type of content is the content that usually became viral. It's listicles. In my case, it was, let me find, yeah, for example, like best influencers. Yeah, people always look for some like list of something, like best for something, yeah, or top mistakes I made for something. And like in my case, it was like top influencers on LinkedIn and why they are so unique and valuable. why people should follow them. Yeah, and it helps also to generate impressions. So if you want to grow, you need to like look, like experiment with content every day. In my case, you can see that I have almost more than 100 content ideas which I add to my Airtable every time I got an idea about like, oh, it may be interesting for my audience. I add it here, yeah, and then like I always have a bank of what I can choose. What's something interesting I should talk about today? Yeah, and the more ideas you have, the more easily you can quickly go from idea to writing about something, yeah, because the more ideas you have, the more easily you can detect, oh, it's easily for me to create a short valuable post about this one right now because the content already inside of my mind. Yeah, sometimes you need to think much bigger much more time about the problem. It may take hours, yeah, to write about something. So there are like different content types, yeah, and also I have different goals for each post. Sometimes it's just to grow followers, and sometimes it's conversion based oriented. If I want to tag like my product site checker, Looker Studio templates, and so on and so on. So I guess it helped you. I hope it helped you. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. I also will attach my Medium guide about that because there are more screenshots and guides how to do that. And I also will attach my LinkedIn profile so you can follow and learn from my posts.